and a glorious, wonderful day to you out there doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles with me. Today we're going to be doing lesson 54. We are still in a review period, and the overall theme for today is about power. So as you're listening to the titles of these lessons and Jesus's remix and integration paragraph for each lesson, I want you to think about how powerful your thoughts are. Power. And I want to say a nod to Ken Wapnick. I just want to thank you for everything that you've done with explaining the Course in Miracles from your perspective and educating people line by line on how they could deepen their understanding of the words of this book. I did the lesson myself this morning, and I just checked the Ken Wapnick notes before I started making this video, and my sort of like distilled down word about what this group of lessons meant to me was the same as Ken's. And I'm not saying, like I feel like I need to be like him or match his teachings, but it's just there's this singularity of thought and sentiment when it comes to these lessons. And to know that before I looked at his notes that I had kind of the same feeling, it really makes me feel so much more bonded, not only to him, but also to Helen and Bill, who brought this book through in this amazing miracle 50 years ago. So anyway, and I like the fact that I have some shadows on my face here. It feels artistic, so I'm kind of like dancing with the shadows, which we're going to be doing in these lessons here, dancing with our shadows. So here we go, lesson 54, more review lessons. Get yourself comfortable and ready to take it all in. First lesson for review. I have no neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are impossible because all thoughts have power. They will either make a false world or lead me to the real one. But thoughts cannot be without effects. As the world I see arises from my thinking errors, so will the real world rise before my eyes as I let my errors be corrected. My thoughts cannot be neither true nor false. They must be one or the other. What I see shows me which they are. A huge, powerful reminder that everything that's inside of our mind, deep, especially unconscious, that we have no idea about, is reflected out in front of us all the time. I have a quick little example. Yesterday, I had an appointment in the Daytona Beach area, and when I was on the way, I had a thought about how this government system that I'm about to, participate in is probably going to be, held up or messed up. And literally, as I had that thought, a train is coming by in the road that I need to cross, and the caboose, I see the caboose coming. I already know I'm going to be 1 minute late. The caboose stops in the middle of the road, and there's just a traffic backup. So I thought to myself, okay, Sherry, well done. You just created a thing that you thought was going to happen. Now what do you do? And I heard this little whisper, just get out of the line, go a few blocks down, and keep it moving. So that's what I did, and I got there, and everything worked out fine. But it's so amazing how instantaneous it can be when you have a thought that's kind of like a complaint or an expectation that things are going to be shitty. The universe delivers, all right? That's my point, the power of our thoughts. Moving on. Second lesson for review. I see no neutral things. What I see witnesses to what I think. Hello. If I did not think, I would not exist. If I did not think, I would not exist. Because life is thought. Now that's pretty poetic, Jesus. Let me look on the world I see as the representation of my own state of mind. I know that my state of mind can change. And so I also know the world I see can change as well. Third lesson for review. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. That train that happened yesterday, there was like 15 other cars in that line. So I'm like, oh, was that me? Sorry. All right. If I have no private thoughts, I cannot see a private world. Even the mad idea of separation had to be shared before it could form the basis of the world I see. Yet that sharing was a sharing of nothing. I can also call upon my real thoughts, which share everything with everyone. As my thoughts of separation call to the separation thoughts of others, so my real thoughts awaken the real thoughts in them, my dear brothers and sisters. And the world my real thoughts show me will dawn on their sight as well as mine. So I love that idea that we are sharing this experience with others. And I mean, honestly, I'm kind of half joking about, I feel like I caused the train back up and other people were victims of the world I see. I don't think that's entirely the case, because I think that we create the entire landscape, including the other people. Each individual soul is having their own experience, if there is even more than one soul here at any given time. So I think what it's telling us, though, is, again, the Course is meeting us where we are. We think we're in this world, having an experience with other people and evolving through this human incarnation. So a way to kind of get evidence that, like, our thoughts are powerful is to see the people around us growing in love and expanding. I mean, you could see the opposite if you're acting inappropriately, thinking that no one knows it. You know, you have two different personalities, your spiritual personality and then the stark raving mad lunatic asshole person. Like, a lot of us have that kind of bifurcation going on, and it's more than likely because things need to be processed and coming out of your consciousness to be released back to source. But the more that you align with that higher minded, right minded, true self of yours, the more that you're going to see that the people around you are doing the same thing. So you're not alone in experiencing the effects of your seeing. All right, fourth lesson for review. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. Similar to the last one. I am alone in nothing. Everything I think or say or do teaches all the universe. A son of God cannot think or speak or act in vain. He cannot be alone in anything. It is therefore in my power to change every mind along with mine, for mine is the power of God. Woo! Amen. All right, last lesson for review. I am determined to see. Recognizing the shared nature of my thoughts, I am determined to see. I would look upon the witnesses that show me the thinking of the world has been changed. I would behold the proof that what has been done through me has enabled love to replace fear, laughter to replace tears, and abundance to replace loss. I would look upon the real world and let it teach me that my will and the will of God are one. I am determined to see. Yeah, this is a really great review. And to just know that what we're doing here, studying these lessons and bringing these concepts deeper inward into the inner altar space, that there's an alchemical reaction, like something really hugely magnificent is happening every time we choose the loving response over the fearful or angry reaction. What's been coming to me lately is gratitude that at some point early in my life, I decided to stop complaining in my head and out loud. And if I hear myself complaining in my head, I kind of stop it in its tracks and just, look at what is the opposite of what I was just saying. So even having little tools like that, where you stop the thought from going down that road of fear, anger, depression, judgment, worrying about the future, etc. Even stopping it at the thought level is making a huge difference. And I want to believe that it does have an effect on the entire universe. And also, we're not just here with other people. We're here amongst nature. And I like to believe that all the work that we're doing is having this, magnitude of benefit to nature as well. All the animals, the plants, the soil, everything, because we're all one. Everything is one. So yeah, take that all in today. Enjoy these lessons. Enjoy reminding yourself how powerful you are. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty. Don't judge yourself if you're not as far along as you want to be, or if you're still falling into these little mind traps, these ego traps. Because our last lesson here, I am determined to see. That's all you have to do, is just have the willingness and the determination to see, and you will. Love you all very much. Have a wonderful day. Here's a little bit of an attunement that you can take in as well for your practice. And I'll see you back here again tomorrow.